Sagt die Lampe
Layers
ist
of dried
nutzlos.
oil paint, left untouched for 20 years. It's as if time stopped the moment Elodie laid down her brush. Feels like the room's holding its breath, waiting for something to stir.
Herrin, ich muss gestehen, noch nie hat jemand etwas derartiges von mir verlangt. Ich glaube, dass ich dazu in der Lage bin, aber ich muss Ihnen mitteilen, dass dies eine beträchtliche Summe erfordern wird. Bestimmte Teile müssen speziell in der Stadt angefertigt werden und ich muss erst die notwendigen Pläne in Auftrag geben. Was Sie verlangen, ist ein Stück komplizierter Technik, aber seien Sie versichert, dass es keine genialeren Möglichkeit geben wird, den Zugang zu bestimmten Bereichen des Hauses einzuschränken. Wenn es Ihnen gefällt, schlage ich vor, die Räume wie folgt abzugrenzen. Privaträume, Gästezimmer, Küchen und Dienstbotenunterkünfte. Ich habe einen Beispielmechanismus für Area C bereitgestellt, der sich an Ihr ursprüngliches Konzept hält. Ich würde mich sehr über eine schnelle Antwort freuen, damit ich mit der Bestellung der restlichen Mechanismen fortfahren kann. Thomas Schmid.
Lady Margaret took special care to secure the house, restricting access to certain areas. Looks like some sort of clue.
Verfolge den Baum vom Anfang bis zum
Trace
Ende
the
sein.
tree's journey from birth to decay. Follow the path of the artist in a thoughtful display. Arrange the 4 stages and the door will obey. Unlock the path ahead as art lights your way.
Okay.
This door appears to lead out to the back garden. Locked with a padlock. I'll need to find the key. A man with his back turned, watching a ship go down. Looks like the last painting Elodie was working on was of a ship at sea. The whole gallery is filled with maritime references. She seemed quite obsessed with it. The grand ship on the open sea.
Okay. Und? So. Zweimal ein Padlock, okay. Ah, folge dem Pfad des Baumes, ne?
Some of these paintings are really dark and sinister.
Ich dachte schon gerade. Da ist er schon größer.
Locked, as expected. There's a metal engraving of a tree. Those poor souls. Tragedy seems to have cast a long shadow over this family.
Verschwunden unter mysteriösen Umständen. So, ich glaube, wir müssen den Jungspundbaum, dann Miau.
Damn it, it's not here. It's simply not here.
Weiter brennen das Gefäß von Stella Maris.
This must be the Countess's handwriting. What was she searching for? Looks like a commercial seaman's yearbook, listing ships and their crews. It's open to the pages under S. This looks like Elodie's diary. Let's see what her last entries reveal.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Walter has written to say he is coming. I met him at the Western Sanatorium, and we have grown so very close. He was there recovering from the trauma of a shipwreck, where he tragically lost his companions. By sheer luck, he was rescued, but not before spending an entire year on an island living amongst the natives. He truly is an adventurer.
Bestimmt.
I'm so happy. Walter has finally arrived. I must admit, I am utterly captivated by him. I invited him to visit, and he gave me his word he wouldn't fail to come as soon as he was able to leave. And now he's finally here. I can scarcely contain my joy. It feels as though all the darkness has faded away.
Kann es sein, dass es Liebe ist?
They looked so in love. So happy. I wonder what became of Walter after Elodie died.
Sagt, die Lampe ist nichts wert hier. Na doch, ein bisschen.
A boarded-up door. The access to the servants' quarters appears to be blocked for some reason.
Ah, eine alte Singer, oder?
Something definitely happened here. Was it a struggle? These broken chairs. Someone must have held them to the ground with great force. Some of these tools have been bent, likely trampled over. A silver knife is missing, and it's nowhere to be found. Likely taken by the same person who caused all this destruction. Looks like the crowbar is broken.
Was? Vom bisschen Holz?
Lady Margaret, after the death of her daughter, dismissed the staff and left the mansion.
Peter, bist du's?
A pair of blood-stained scissors stuck in the sink basin. Deeply unsettling. No doubt, this is the cook's room.
Kann ich's tun? Hä?
A good way to motivate the staff. A doll pierced with an awl. A warning?
Liebe Mutter, ich wünschte, ich könnte Ihnen sagen, dass alles in Ordnung ist und dass ich hier im Hause der Gräfin glücklich bin. Mrs. Mehreren, die Haushälterin, kümmert sich gut um mich. Laut Lady Margaret sieht niemanden außer ihrer Tochter. Zufolge für Mrs. Werner. Sie befürchtet eine Art Rückfall und Männer zerfällt von Tag zu Tag. Aber das Schlimmste daran, Mutter, ist dieser Mann, dieser dunkle Mann. Er lauert in den schattigen Ecken des Hauses, wenn ich putze oder meine Aufgaben erledige, und er wirft sich auf mich. Er ist unglaublich stark, seine großen Hände ergreifen mich und ich fühle mich völlig hilflos. Nachts habe ich Angst, auf die Toilette zu gehen, dort in der dämmerigen Einsamkeit. Ich fühle mich von etwas Bösem beobachtet und ein tiefes, gespenstisches Atmen lässt mich vor Angst erstarren. Nur Mrs. Mehreren hat mir zugehört. Ich glaube, auch sie versteht, dass dieser Mann eine große Gefahr darstellt. Eine, die wird. Früher oder später eine Tragödie herbeiführen. Sie und ich sind erschöpft. Okay. Ein Hauchmann.
A backgammon board. One of the oldest board games.
Ein Plattenspieler oder sowas? Bereich B34982.
Miss Marver apparently knew her way around the tarot. What a dreadful spread. And what a chilling omen it revealed. Evil approaches. It will bring death, and lay ruin to the house and all who dwell within. Is there someone else in the house?
Hab ich's gesehen.
Who the devil is that man? He had a knife. I'm completely in the dark here. I don't think he saw me.
Okay. Oh Gott. Hat der... Nee, hat er nicht. Doch, hat er. Ja, Messermann. So sieht er aus. Ich muss doch mal den Zettel finden. Warte mal. Das ist ein Schatten, seltsamer. Area B 34982. Den Zettel brauche ich. 34982. Den Code brauchen wir.
Another boarded-up door. The question is, was it sealed before the murder? And why? This must be Walter Brandon's room.
Das ist Walter Brandon. Ach so, der.
A model ship. Mr. Brandon must have felt a deep yearning for the sea. A compass and a sextant. Tools of a sailor. An empty bottle. It smells of good rum. The diary of Walter Brandon. Perhaps it holds some clues about who he was, and what his involvement in this case might be.
I am terrified that man has found me. I fear something dreadful is about to happen. Tonight as I awoke, I saw him, standing at the foot of my bed. I could not make out his face, but his knife. The gleam of its blade shone in the darkness. I sprang up suddenly, determined to confront this stranger. Grabbing the heavy candlestick from the nightstand, I hurled it with all my strength. He vanished into the dark.
Hier nur nach 2. Ich war ein bisschen heller, ja. Da. Die kenne ich.
Coming here was a grave mistake. He has followed me, watching and lurking in dark corners, waiting to surprise me. I dare not tell Elodie. She would think the one thing I dread most for her to believe. I see him again from the window, watching me. His long hair and beard obscure his face, and he still holds that knife.
Oh.
He means to kill me. I am losing my faculties. It is best I return to the ship. Everyone seems to be conspiring against me. The housekeeper despises me, accusing me of misconduct. Perhaps I'm not a man of refinement, but I know what respect is. Yet this morning, as I awoke from my rest, she was enraged with me. It was of no use to tell her I had slept peacefully. An external maid who comes to clean was crying and accusing me of having approached her in an unseemly manner. I would never do such a thing. I am a sailor, a man of the world. I know how to conduct myself.
The last entry in the diary, dated the very night of the murder.
My beloved Elodie, why can you not believe this poor sailor who only wishes to love you? I have left everything behind. My ship, the sea, all my world, just to be by your side as you asked me to. Damn it. I can hear the man with the knife coming up the stairs from the hall. I need to hide.
Walter was terrified. What in the devil was happening here? It seems this trunk was all Walter owned. I should take a look at it. A photograph of Elodie. No doubt Walter cared for her deeply. Looks like the key to the back garden. I better head back to the staircase gallery. Pretty sure I saw a door to the outside there. Seems I'm not the only one with a fondness for hats.
Wo an der Garten? Das sieht mir nach Klo aus. Habt es gehört? Oh, da drüben. Ach, hier. Nee. Hä? Warum komme ich nicht mehr ins Inventar? Ich komme nicht ins Inventar, wenn ich die Lampe anhabe. Okay. Wo muss ich denn hin, Leute? Wo ist denn die Tür zum Garten? Wo soll ich denn hin? Wahrscheinlich dahin. Okay. Das war aber nicht als Tür erkennbar.
The killer likely fled through the rear door of the house. Here's the missing kitchen knife. Undoubtedly the murder weapon. It's clear that the man who killed Elodie discarded his blood-stained clothing during his escape.
Huh?
Despite his injuries, the killer rid himself of anything that might incriminate him before fleeing the scene. The boots, the coat, even the knife. It's a chilling thought, but those very items remind me of the figure seen lurking near the manor, the same figure Walter Brandon spoke of with such dread, and perhaps the very one who was said to have harassed the maids. That mysterious presence was, in all likelihood, the murderer of Lady Fordside.
Aber warum? Scheint er doch zu leben, ja?
At that old fountain in the garden, now little more than a basin of stagnant water, one can still make out the faint impressions of bloodied hands. It seems almost certain the killer stopped here, in a hurried attempt to wash away some of the blood spattered across his body. The gate still bears the macabre traces of that old tragedy, like a silent witness, pointing to the path taken by that murderous beast as he fled.
Da ist auch nichts.
This ought to do the trick for that boarded-up room upstairs, just by Walter Brandon's room.
Was haben wir denn hier? Bis zum heutigen Tag, 3 Jahre nach seinem Verschwinden, ertappe ich mich dabei, wie ich diesen Raum betrete und erwarte, ihn dort zu finden. Erschöpft und doch schlaflos, ohne Pause arbeitend, tagelang ohne Nahrung und Ruhe eingeschlossen, um sein letztes schreckliches und erschreckendes Meisterwerk zu schnitzen. Mit diesen Augen verrückt, verfolgt, denselben Augen, die ausnahmslos jeden Fordside-Erben zu befallen scheinen, derselbe rätselhafte, traurige Blick, den ich mit jedem Tag mehr und mehr in Elodies Gesicht wiedererkenne. Der Tag, an dem ich sie kaum 3 Jahre alt ihre ersten Zeichnungen anfertigen sah, da wusste ich, dass auch sie verloren war. Ich verfluchte dieses elende Erbe, das so von Unglück durchdrungen ist. Morgen werde ich Elodie ins Sanatorium bringen. Mit Therapie in einer kontrollierten Umgebung. Vielleicht beginnt sie sich dann zu bessern. Ich werde nicht zulassen, dass das Vermächtnis von Fordside auch noch Elodie von mir nimmt. 25741. 25741.
Unlabeled liquor bottles. The damp and the passing years have likely worn away whatever once marked them. There's a distinct scent of wormwood, the plant at the heart of absinthe. Thujone, its active compound, could provoke hallucinations. Visions said to come straight from the goddess Artemis herself.
Okay.
A sharpening wheel. Lord Fordside likely crafted his own chisels.
wäre naheliegend.
Lord Fordside was a gifted artist, no doubt, but his work betrayed a dark and tormented soul. This unfinished fallen angel stirs in me a curious sense of unease, almost repulsion. The door is locked. I'll need to find the key. Him again. Who the bloody hell are you?
Weg ist er.
Where's that man gone? This room looks like it belongs to a woman. Lady Margaret, perhaps?
Das werden wir herausfinden.
Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open, right where she left it. It's a damn fine bottle of wine. No one in their right mind would open a vintage like this and leave it abandoned, unless something rather urgent interrupted the evening.
Lucky Stars.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about Walter. I have made some inquiries, and nothing is as it seems. Elodie remains blissfully happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is in stark contrast to the picture painted by the housekeeper, which is a complete contradiction.
The bed is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder.
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night. It did not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
Tja, woran hat's gelegen, ne?
Something made of glass has shattered here.
Oh my God, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
Muss ich da jetzt hin?
I should finish gathering all the clues from the Countess's room before exploring other parts of the house. The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor, and unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Na, dann spielen wir halt Blackjack.
Oh my God, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room.
Hm. Zimmer ist auf der anderen Seite, richtig? Okay, das ist das Gästezimmer. Hm. Wo geht denn... Oh, jetzt darf ich die Schlüssel nehmen.
Likely the one to Elodie's. Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me?
Weil sie nicht
The
bei
more I
Sinn war.
investigate, the more convoluted it all seems. I should head to Elodie's room to search for answers.
Es war gerade projiziertes Blut.
There was a struggle here, clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle. Photograph of Lady Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum. A rag doll, tossed on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic. A pool of dried blood. There's no doubt now. This was the scene of the crime. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's attempt to reconstruct the events, just as they might have unfolded that night, and try to understand precisely what happened. A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep. The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake. Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair. The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece.
Okay.
On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood. That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker. knocking him away from Elodie. Wounded, the killer fled the scene, but it was already too late. Elodie was already dead. The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule.
Pass auf, der Typ sind wir, wa?
One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon, the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old, forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Lady Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
Klage der Vergessenen. In der Ferne ragte das alte Sanatorium empor, still und feierlich, ein Denkmal vergessenen Leidens. Er stand da wie ein schlafender Riese, und seine Mauern waren von den Schrecken eines anderen Zeitalters durchdrungen. John wusste, dass das Überschreiten seiner Schwelle bedeutete, in das Labyrinth des menschlichen Geistes einzutreten, wo der Wahnsinn einiger und die kalte Gleichgültigkeit anderer Orte wie diesen und Brutstätten für Albträume verwandelt hatten. Ein schleichendes Unbehagen machte sich breit, als er sich dem Eingang näherte, und ein Flüstern von Furcht kräuselte sich an den Rändern seiner Gedanken. Doch er machte weiter. Er brauchte Antworten, und er war sich sicher, dass sie im Dunkeln warteten.
It was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum.
Okay, interessant, das mit den Vögeln.
But what I found upon arrival was disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained illuminated. Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
Ja. Gee. Ich habe keine Lampe. Okay.
The front door, sealed shut, as expected. Nothing's ever straightforward, is it? I'll have to find another way in.
Gilbert, ich gehe jetzt. Ich habe alle meine Sachen zusammengesucht, aber ich sehe, dass deine noch hier sind. Ich muss den Schlüssel an den Vordereingang zurückgeben. aber der Durchgang, der zum Hinterhof führt, ist geblieben. Ich habe es ein wenig vertuscht, aber ich bin sicher, Sie sich erinnern werden, wo es ist. Das Küchenfenster war zerbrochen und ehrlich gesagt glaube ich nicht, dass jemand kommen wird, um es zu reparieren. Sie sollten in der Lage sein, dort ohne Probleme hinzukommen. Pass auf dich
So,
auf.
there's an alternative entrance, hidden somewhere in the wall of the asylum.
Ja, Moment mal kurz. Okay. So. Also für 1945 sind das sehr hochmoderne Anschlüsse. Ich musste erst rausfinden, dass ich da lang muss.
Oh, bloody hell, it's pitch black in here. Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen.
Durch welches Fenster sind wir denn jetzt gekommen? Die sind doch alle heile. Hä?
Impossible. Locked as well. Damn it. The lantern. It's broken. I'll have to manage without it for now.
Die hast du gar nicht rausgenommen. Mann! Was ist das?